Okay, we're into the lightweight class now. We got Craig Jenkins, and we're just waiting for Edward Bork to show up. Again, Craig's just may have been competing for quite a few years over on the island, but he's fairly new to the sport over here, where most of the competition is. They just got local competition on the islands.
But that can get pretty tough sometimes too. I seen the last time I went there, we had those 2 broken arms there.
Go. Yeah.
Just stuff like that's going to happen in a sport of strength.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
You take with 13 provinces. With 13 provinces,
10 provinces, and we're about to have the 3 territories there
exactly.
next year. Yeah, so you're going to have a lot of local tournament, a lot of local competitions going on all across all the provinces, and then you're going to have some of your bigger competitions like this one here today, where you get a lot of the guys off the island. They want to see how they're going to fare against the guys on the mainland type thing. Craig can go back and he'll be talking about how we did over here, and it might discourage some people. Next year now the Atlantic Canadians, they move over to PEI, so when we do go over the PEI for the provincials, we get huge crowds over there. They hold it in a hockey rink, and the place is just packed. They hold it on a Friday night, and that rink is just jammed. And it usually doesn't finish till like 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's more, we get more spectators there than any of the hockey games they ever go to.
Yeah, that's right. They get big crowds over there. But right now we're going to be taking a bit of a break, and we'll be back into the quarterfinals here. Okay, we're getting back here with the quarterfinals now. We're down to 4 people in each class. We're starting out at the 150-pound class. Flyweight class on the B side. We have Vernon Weatherby and Andy Telfer. Vernon's from Shubenacadie, and Andy is from Wellington, just outside Fall River. And we have up there on your left-hand side in the green shirt, that's Vernon Weatherby. Andy in the red. And Andy's a winner there. So, Vernon takes 4th place. Andy goes on to meet the loser of this next match, which is going to be Ronnie Sabian and Trevor Weatherby. Both these guys have been around for quite a few years now.
Yeah, we should be in for a good pull here.
Yeah, this could be very interesting. These guys have met before. I can't remember who's come out on top the most between these two. Trevor, he practiced down here at the Bullseye every Thursday night. Tries to make it in anyway. And Ronnie is from Weymouth, so he traveled quite a ways here today with Yarmouth.
He used to come out with the Mullins boys.
Oh, the Mullins, yeah.
Yeah, they were.
There used to be quite a few of them, all powerful guys, working the woods. Not sure what.
Go!
Whoa!
That
surprised me.
Yeah,
Ronnie Sabian.
Top rolled
him, yeah. That was a big surprise.
I figured it was going to go the other way.
Yeah, I figured they were going into a hook.
Yeah.
So now coming up, we're heading into the lightweight class, and we're going to need Perry Broom and Edward Bork. So you're up against Edward Bork in the lightweight class on the A side. Craig Jenkins is on the B side. So this is the lightweight class, and after this is the lightweight right-hand class up to 165 pounds. Your commentator here is Mark Stevens. Mark, you pulled well today.
Thanks, Rick. Thanks. It's been a pretty good tournament so far.
Yeah, a lot of tough competitors here today.
Oh, they're pretty much the best from this area.
Yeah, that's right. Right now, we got 2 good guys up there. Perry Broom up there on the left. Edward Bork on the right. Perry went 4 classes, so he's going to be up there pretty well steady now. You see. Well, I think we're heading for the straps again. Perry got a good jump on him there.
Be a match of experience from here on out, probably.
Yeah, there's no easy matches. I mean, there hasn't been many easy matches all day, but from here on in, it gets real tough. And you're going to see this strap used lots from here on in, mainly because the guys' hands are getting a little bit sweatier. No matter how much chalk or rosin you put on, their hands are still getting sweaty. It's just from nervousness, and even just hooking up with the other guy, your hand starts to sweat. You know, you get a lot of heat up there with the lights from the cameras and that, so That's why you get a lot of these slip outs. So they're going to strap you up, and once they strap you up and they haul that puppy down nice and tight, there's no coming apart then.
That's right. This is also going to show who's in shape for this tournament, too, with the fatigue factor that straps put on your wrist and hand.
That's right. I mean, and it does really take its toll on you, those straps. You get in a long, tough strap match, and you start feeling your forearm pump up, and you start losing your hand strength and your finger strength, and that really takes its toll. And you lose the strength out of your fingers, and you can pretty well kiss the rest of your day goodbye then.
That's right.
Without that finger strength, the other guy pretty well has his way with your hand, and he's all over you, and there's not much you can do then. So you have to have that finger strength, which you're going to see come in handy after the tournament. We're going to have a strong hand hold competition, 180 pounds in each hand. You pick it up and see how long you can hold it. Go! Right now, Perry got the jump on him.
Good looking match.
Perry's going to be tough to beat here, and he got him. Drops Edward down. He pulls. Now it's Perry and myself.
Good luck, Rick.
I guess I was jumping too early. We got to go to the B side first. We got Warren Latimer and Charlie McGagan. These guys have met many times.
This should be a good match.
Warren used to handle him pretty easily years ago, but Charlie's improved. Charlie makes trips over from the island. He gets up early in the morning, drives all the way, or jumps on the ferry and comes across. It never seems like it's too far for Charlie to travel.
Exactly. It shows a dedication in this sport, really.
Yeah. Charlie, like I said, for him to get up and come to Halifax for the day, and that's it. He'll be heading back after the tournament, back to PEI. So, that's a long haul for a day. Come on over. I don't know what time he left this morning, but I know a lot of times he's left at 6 o'clock in the morning to catch the ferry and come across. And there's your experience right there. You got over top of him.
Another good match. Now this is going to be a match of experience. These two are very experienced arm wrestlers, combined probably in the range of 30 years experience between these two. Perry being a past Canadian champ on many occasions, as Rick has been too.
That's right, Mark. Should be a great match. Both guys have a lot of experience, really know what they're doing up at the table.
Definitely. See that they're getting their grip there now. The concentration on Rick's face is pretty apparent.
Yeah, nothing more important than your grip. And, an elbow foul
for Rick.
Yeah. It starts so important.
Very important. Very important. Pretty much the same as drag racing when you try to get a good go off the light. This is pretty much the same thing, only you're responding to a voice command rather than a visual. Shows how keen our referees have to be too to catch these little mistakes.
Yeah,
Top-notch referee.
And haven't they done a great job all afternoon?
Oh, great job. This is going to be a great match.
Yep. As you've got two guys of this caliber jockeying for position, the start is so important. Neither one wants to give an inch.
That's right.
Slip out, we're going to have to strap them up.
And this is almost a telltale match between these two. It's always so close that you'll get your slip outs and your elbow fouls, each one jostling for an advantage.
Yeah. Neither one wants to give an inch on the start at all. They know exactly how important it is.
Exactly. It's a little different when you're an experienced competitor taking on someone that is not as experienced as yourself. But these two know every trick in the book.
Oh yeah.
They've practically trained every arm wrestler in this region as far as that goes. So these guys know exactly what the other one's doing, and just can't surprise them.
No, not at all. And they're always trying to anticipate what the other competitor is going to do.
Exactly.
But there will not be a slip out this time.
Definitely not. Take more power than these two have to pull those straps apart.
Oh, yeah.
You see Rick concentrating, trying to figure out his next move. Perry will be doing the same. Getting some minor adjustments on the straps.
When you have two guys with this much experience, each one knows any little advantage could mean the difference between a win and a loss.
Exactly. A fraction of an inch can give the other guy the advantage. It's really important. This could be a quick match, or it could linger on.
Great pull, guys. Great pull.
An elbow foul for Rick
Elbow
Pinckney.
foul on Rick. And we'll start it up all over again. You can see old Perry's face there, and I was really starting to get into it now.
Perry really knows how to psych himself mentally. He's probably the king for that. He's very, very mentally prepared for these tournaments.
There you go, and there's your winner, Perry Broom. Dropped Rick down to the B side.
It was a good match.
It was a great match. Everything's keyed on the go. That's for sure.
Exactly. There you see the sportsmanship, the handshake afterwards, and the smile. It's a great sport.
Well, as long as being great competitors, these two are good friends as well.
True enough. True enough.
That was a bit of a tough pull.
It was a tough match, Rick.
Yeah, I was trying to get my wrist up a little higher on him, and I couldn't seem to just get it up the way I wanted it.
Right.
He felt real good in those straps, too.
Perry always does feel good in the straps.
Yeah.
It's a tough place to be.
Yeah. I got those straps on as tight as I could, then I was kind of regretting it afterwards. I couldn't get my hand in the position I wanted.
Right.
So, but this could be interesting. Whoa.
Mark McPhail's pure power.
That surprised me. I have a feeling all these matches that Charlie's been going these classes are really taking its toll on him.
I agree.
However, I may not speak that soon. I got to pull him next, so. If he beats me, then I'll be eating my words.
And then again, Mark McPhail, for someone who hasn't really been arm wrestling that long, definitely has a lot of power in his arms.
Oh yeah, I found that out at the provincials. He's real strong. He's got to work on his wrist a lot.
Yeah.
He loses his wrist a little bit too much, so he's got to work on that. And once that comes, he's really going to be a contender then, because he's definitely got the power in his arm. It's just his wrist he's got to work on. This could be interesting. Chris can line up and get it in there. Got his wrist.
Chris looks good.
Look at that.
He's got his finger position.
Yeah. Now Chris just got to make sure he concentrates, doesn't get excited. Yeah. Seen that one coming. There was an intentional foul. Perry saw he was in trouble.
Definitely.
And it's just you're using the rules to your advantage.
Sure.
And I think here we're getting it again. Every match that Perry gets in, it's starting to take its toll on him. So
exactly.
He's
going to start feeling the fatigue.
Yeah. And Chris has got a good wrist. Chris is a mechanic by trade, so he's got some good, strong fingers, good wrist on him.
I can attest to that.
Yeah. Chris's biggest problem. Oh, an early start on Chris.
These two are ready to go.
On Perry, rather. I noticed Chris's hand was down a bit that time too, which wouldn't have helped him. It's a good thing that Perry did take an early start. Chris has got to get in tighter. He's getting himself spread out some.
Yeah.
He's got to keep his hand up high and control Perry's wrist.
Exactly.
Because Perry's wrist is so strong. If he gets it out, you're in big trouble, as I can attest to right in that last match I had with him.
Just about everyone in Nova Scotia can attest to that.
Yeah, like right there. Perry got his. Whoa.
This looks good for Chris.
Yeah.
This looks very good for Chris. Good match.
Good pull. I think that's a first for Chris.
That's a step forward for Chris.
I think that's a first time Chris has beat Perry. Excellent.
Very good match.
Yeah, that was quite a pull. Chris really kept his head about him. He kept his wits. Didn't get excited once he did start winning. And because I've seen that happen so many times, the guy gets on the top of the guy. He's got the advantage. And just kind of loses it. He loses his concentration, and then bang, next thing you know, he's down on the B side.
Take a minute to relax and regrip, and the next thing you know, you're beaten.
Yeah, you've got to, when you get that advantage, you've got to be concentrating so hard on everything you're doing. I always think of it as, here we go, Greg Harnish and Alfred Babineau.
Go! Greg. Match for Greg Harnish.
Greg got a wicked hit on him there.
That doesn't bode too well for me.
Yeah. Well,
I guess I'm up, Rick.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Going to go against my other cohort, Perry Broom. Now, Perry and Mark have met many times before. Perry used to beat Mark quite often, but the tides have changed in the last year. This year so far, Mark's pulled him a few times and beaten him both times. So this could be interesting. I think, again, Perry's kind of running out of a little bit of steam now each match. And when you're pulling a guy as strong as Mark, you got to have every ounce of energy you can muster. You can't be lacking anything now. You can see the size of Mark's back and his shoulders and that. And you can see what Perry's trying to do. Perry's going to try to beat him with his speed. Perry doesn't want to get into a power match with Mark because he can't hold Mark's power. So what he wants to do is try to hit him as fast as he can. You see Perry there; he's getting psyched. This guy's the king of psych, and it works for him.
Important,
oh
isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, and that's what he's going for. But Mark's power, your speeds only get you so far.
Yeah.
And he hit him in.
Mark has come along so much in the past year.
Oh yeah, incredible. You see it in the size, and trains hard at the gym. So I mean, it makes a big difference when you can. You put all the tools together. He's always down here to practice. Very seldom ever misses a practice. And all that pays off. Sometimes, you can come out, and it's not working for you. Mark can really attest to this. For the first year, he would come out, he was getting beaten. He kept coming back. And it paid off for him. Finally, things started clicking for him,
Now he's really putting it all together.
Yeah. Now he's. And I noticed down here at practice, he's got a great wrist on him. His wrist has really come along, and everything's starting to work for him, and it's definitely showing at the table, and especially today. I think it's going to be hard for anybody to take out Mark today. Right now, we're into the left-hand lightweight class. We got
Eddie Bork and
Melvin Peach. Eddie's from New Brunswick. Melvin is from Halifax.
Should be a good match. Eddie has a lot of experience.
Yeah, Eddie's been around for about 18, 20 years. Melvin's been around for about half a dozen. Melvin's really fast.
One elbow foul.
Oh, we got an elbow foul on Melvin before the slip out. Good call on behalf of the referee to catch that.
And again, the referee's done an outstanding job this afternoon, haven't they?
Yeah, great job. They're catching everything. And, I mean, you see how everything happens. I mean, all it takes is just somebody you blink. And obviously you can't keep your eyes open long enough. You blink every now and then. So many things can happen in the blink of an eye. So, sometimes the odd thing does get missed. When you look at it, they're doing a great job. They're catching everything. Just the fact that they caught that elbow foul before the slip out happened. Those are tough calls to make.
Tough to class. People don't realize how much pressure the referees themselves are under.
That's right.
So many different things they have to look for in the course of a match. It's not just a matter of seeing who won and who lost.
That's right.
You want both competitors to have a fair shot at the table.
That's right. I mean, you're watching, you're that close to the table that you've got to watch right from the table, right from the elbow, where the elbow's sitting on the pad to right to the end of the fingers to see who's causing a slip out, who's lifting their elbow off the pad, who's coming across center, who's going to cause a slip out. There's just so many things to watch. And these referees, they're well trained. Dave's been around for about 10 years now, or actually I think longer than that.
A little bit longer than that, yeah. Dave was around for about 12 now.
Yeah, and he's refereed, I think, 9 nationals now, and he's about to go up and referee his second Worlds. So he's got a lot of experience behind him.
That's a real testament to Dave's experience and his knowledge at the table, and he's so good with both arm wrestlers at the table.
Yeah. No, I always like having Dave refereeing up there. You know what to expect. He's always fair. And that's all you can ask, to be treated fairly, and you definitely gift that out to Dave. Cecil, and what we have, too, is different levels for refereeing. Dave, he's a master referee, which means he can referee the Worlds, referee the Canadians. Cecil, he's a level 2 referee, which means he can referee anything with a master referee. Or actually, today he's just doing the spot judging. He's not actually doing any of the refereeing itself. He's just being a spot judge today, which itself is a tough job. Because, you're there and you've got to let the referee know everything that's going on. Right now, you see his thumb going. He's pointing which way it's got to be to get the hands into center. Oh, and Eddie Bork.
Wow, he did a great job pulling it back that time after getting beat off the go.
That's right. Melvin goes for those big, fast hits. But Eddie just had too much wrist and too much hand for him. Now this could be a very interesting match. You get Sylvia Bork, who comes so close to winning the Nationals, and Perry can have really good days left-handed, although his right hand's his bread and butter. His left arm, some days you see him, boy, he pulls great left-handed.
Sure. And both guys, a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, really know what they're doing up there.
Yeah. And Perry, again, everything in his concentration. He thinks about everything he's going to do. Right now, he's running this match through in his head. He knows pretty well what Silvio's going to do because he's watched him so much. And Silvio pretty well sticks the same thing all the time. Silvio doesn't change around a lot on his moves. Where Perry will change. He'll try one thing one time, try and something else another time, just to make different moves to see what's going to work for him. You see right there, the slip out happened. But Silvio was definitely going for the big top roll. And I think Perry was just going for the quick hit over to his corner. But you seen Silvio was going to have the hand advantage there because his wrist was coming out. And I definitely think the advantage here is going to be going to Silvio. I don't think Perry can handle Silvio today. Not in this class.
No, you think the top roll that Silvio has is too much for Perry to deal with?
Yeah, I don't think he can hold that. Silvio's wrist is just too much for him. And that was really evident at the Nationals. Silvio was just rolling these guys right out like nothing. Even the guy that beat him, Silvio just made a couple mistakes, but he had his wrist rolled right out, took him right out of the picture, and then just couldn't hold on. The guy that beat him had a lot of stamina, and it paid off in the finals, Silvio. And then, plus he made a couple of changes in his moves, which paid off too, and ended up beating Silvio. But Silvio's getting better all the time with that left arm. Even a couple of years ago, you seen, even though he's been pulling for 20 years, you've seen the difference in the last couple of years because he's really back into the sport now. For a while, he was kind of iffy, for a few years there, but now he's back at it. He's training hard, especially with next year's Nationals being in Grand Dig, his hometown. He wants to really perform well, and I think you're going to see him come just as close next year to that national title because, like I said, he's training hard for it. And he can smell it, especially coming so close this year. He knows how close he is, so you can tell he's going to be training hard for next year's. And there you see that big top roll of Silvio. Perry couldn't stop that. No
question about it at all.
And good sportsmanship there by everybody involved here. They always shake hands before or after the, it's people think of arm wrestling, they think of all these guys getting up there and growling over a table. I mean, a lot of it's psychological. When you see this growling and stuff going on, or these faces people are making. But it's a very gentlemanly sport. The guys are getting up there and they're shaking hands, and
But each competitor knows how much it takes to get to rise to the top.
That's right. And not to mention, you do get some attitude in there sometimes, but those guys usually come down to earth pretty well. Pretty soon when they see what kind of competition is out there. And right now we got Charlie McGagan up there and Greg Hernish. I don't think Greg will have much trouble with Charlie. No. And Greg goes on into the semifinals. And now we have on the A side, newcomer Brian Rhines still on the A side. He's going against Mark Stevens.
Well, it's good to see these newcomers come out and do well. However, he may have met his match here.
Yeah, this guy looks strong. He said he did very well before. And to beat Chris Scott earlier in the day, boy, that takes a lot, especially beating Chris's left hand. But now I think he's got his hands full now.
Yeah, Mark's got it all going for him right now.
Yeah, Mark's on his game today. And when Mark's on, everybody else must well sit down.
Yeah, pretty tough to beat.
Yeah.
Go!
Yeah. See how easy that is. You can tell this Brian Rhines, he's a strong guy, but he said nothing for Mark there today.
And Mark makes it look so easy, but it really isn't that easy. People really can't appreciate actually how strong Mark Stevens really is.
And not only that, even though he's so la-di-da, casual type thing, easy going up to the table, he still has to focus all his energy on pulling that guy over. He's not just casually just going up there and not putting any effort in. He's still putting 100% out.
Yes, definitely.
It's not like, he just won that guy, just play with that. It's not that easy. A lot of people just, their demeanor kind of thing, it makes it look like they're not trying, but that's not the case. And actually, or even a lot of times you'll see guys, one guy's pulling like crazy and the other guy just sitting there looking at him. And all that is psychological. I've done that before myself, make it look like I'm not pulling. If I could pin you, I'd do it.
So you're putting on your poker face, so to speak.
Yeah, you're putting on your poker face, yeah. So you want to take and sit there and make the guy think you're not even trying. I actually had one guy just lay his arm down. He thought I was just playing with him.
Go!
Thank you.
Yeah. He basically gave me the match. If I could have pinned him, I would have.
There's a good win for Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor, I think he wants to get another crack at Ronnie Sabian. Now we're...
Okay, a little bit of a break in the action here while they figure out the draw sheets and who's to come up next. And there, I think we've got it figured out now. We should be right back to the action.
Yeah, they just want to know how far down through the draw sheets we're going, so we're cruising right through now. We're into the lightweight class, so we got Craig Jenkins coming up and Edward Poor. Craig's having a bit of a tough go. He came over with Charlie McGagin today from the island, and Craig's a good puller over in the island, but I think he's a little in over his head over here, you know.
Left-hand class is so strong here.
Yeah, both the lightweight and the heavyweight classes are just brutal. And that's why actually next year we're adding another class in there to make it easier on guys first coming out, you know, because, I mean, some guy walking in off the street. I mean, Mark Rhines is doing good here, but, or Brian Rhines, sorry. But you don't see very many guys coming in off the street placing in the top 4. So we're going to add an extra class, move a lot of these guys up.
Go!
And
One elbow foul.
move a lot of these guys up to make it easier for guys coming in off the street. That way a guy comes in, he can pull a lot of the newer guys too, and he doesn't have to compete against some of these guys that are, you know, some of the top guys in Canada.
Well, yeah, it'd be kind of tough walking off the street and have to pull against Greg Harnish, Mark Stevens, Chris Scott, any of these guys.
That's right. But so this would make it a lot easier, guys. You know, the guys are sitting out there thinking, you know, geez, I'd like to get into arm wrestle. Some of these guys are so good. Well, you don't have to worry about that because a lot of guys move up in class. Right there, Eddie got his number there. You see these guys like Harry and myself. We pull in super heavyweight during the you know, regular tournaments during the year to make it easier on the guys.
But now does that put you at a disadvantage?
But it helps me when it comes to nationals. You know, that's what you want. You want the competition. You're not thinking about winning around here. You want to think about the whole overall picture. Right now, I got a big picture coming up now.
Good luck to you.